Buildable characters have become all the rage the last few years with these Lego sets, and today we have an iconic Disney character. This is Heihei from Moana and Moana 2. This is set number 43272 containing 566 pieces. This is Heihei the chicken. Back of the box shows some of his play features and different articulation that you can have with it there, and then some other details. Welcome into Old Mountain Bricks, everybody. What we're going to do today, we're going to do a quick time-lapse speed build of the set. I'll give my thoughts on the actual build process and the set itself, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. As we get started with the build, we of course start by cutting open the box. Inside you will find plastic bags, because no paper in the US yet. There are 4 individually numbered plastic bags and the instruction manuals, no sticker sheet. So as we dump out the pieces and get started, I was really excited to do this build, just because as I started to do it, I noticed that a lot of the colors were similar, something I'll mention later, and it made it just much more of a challenging build than I was anticipating for a kind of kid set, I guess we'll say, with it being for Heihei and Moana. It does use a little bit of Technic for the structure of it, through the neck and the legs, of course, there. But I think they did a really nice job doing like the feather detail, just adding all those different colors and different layers, made it really enjoyable. And from a distance, for sure, this thing is believable to look like just a collectible statue of Heihei. And I think they did an excellent job doing that. You then do his feather pieces, which are on like ratchet connectors, which was fun to put together. Again, it gets a little repetitive there. I didn't enjoy that as much, but then you switch over to the base. There's a lot of little pieces in this set that kind of drives up the piece count. That seems a little deceiving as to what the final product actually looks like, but I enjoyed a lot of the part usage and how everything came together very smoothly at the end. So let's go ahead and finish this thing up, and I'll show you Heihei. Alright, and here is Heihei from Moana, the buildable character here. This was a really fun build. It was challenging in its own ways as well, because of the different colors that are used here. You can see right on the side, there's like the regular yellow, like the flame yellow, the orange, and then like the dark orange, as well as red. So you really have to be on top of what color you are putting down. I think I got it all right, but this whole little section with his feathers there was a bit challenging. Same over here, it does have like the regular blue, the dark blue, and then like a lighter blue, some sort of dark azul, I believe it is there, as well as green. So it made for a challenging build, but not too challenging, but just enjoyable enough to where I definitely needed to keep my attention on what I was doing, otherwise I was going to miss something. And here's just a quick shot of the leftover pieces on the set. Heihei can articulate a few different ways here. He's got his 2 little tiny wings that you can see that can flap up and down that are on ball joints. It does have in like the light bluish gray. I wish they would decide to recolor those, but Lego just hasn't decided to do anything like that yet. The head can swivel all the way around and back and forth to kind of pose it just a little bit, along with his little tail feathers. They're on like the ratchet connectors, so you could pose those any way you would want. I like the use of like the leaf pieces back here as well as like the new fern pieces in order to kind of give some more texture to his feathers. Heihei can be removed from the base as well. It's a little tight, there we go. And you can kind of set them off on the side if you were to want to. But taking a look at the base, nothing too crazy here. The main thing, the star of the show, is this nice printed tile. There are no stickers in this set. And it's a nice use of like the leaf pieces and flowers and ferns and everything, and give them a nice little thing to stand on. Again, it feels a little unnecessary because there's a large chunk of pieces in just this, when you could have sold the set just with Heihei. I said this in my Balrog review. I feel like folks don't really need the stand. If anything, you could just throw in a random minifigure like Moana and it would have still been a great set without adding in the base. The base is fine and it looks really nice, but again, it's not needed in order to have a nice Lego set where it could have brought the price down just a little bit by excluding all of these pieces or put more of them into Heihei. In order to connect them, there are 4 studs. You just line up the parts of his feet there, and then he should just go right back in place like that. I do like that we have these like Technic pieces down here for his legs. He does have some Technic pieces going through there and in the center there to kind of keep his neck on straight. Overall, Heihei is gonna look great on display if you're into something like this, like Moana. You can see he's got like his eyes kind of pointing in different directions. You can just kind of spin the disc to give him a bit of a funny look. I like it at a bit more of an angle so you can kind of see the feathers and everything, as well as like his name and all of that. So I think kind of putting it slightly angled like this is the way to display it. But overall, I think this was a nice set. For $39.99 US for 566 pieces, I think this is a nice value there. Again, maybe you could have thrown in like a Moana minifigure or something, but because it doesn't have any stickers or anything like that, I think this is a nice set, and I definitely recommend picking it up if you're into the character or into the Moana movies or know someone who is. So I think that will do it for today. Leave a like on the way out, comment down below what you think about the buildable character Heihei here, subscribe to Amount Bricks so you don't miss out on our next review or LEGO City update, and until next time, thanks for coming on by today. Have a good one.